So hey guys, in this blog we're gonna be building a CRUD app which with Firebase and React. We're gonna learn about the React router and we're gonna learn Firestore CRUD, learn how to create data to Firestore, read data, update data, and delete data. So right now I'm reading some data. Let's go to new blog, because that's what they are called in this story. Create a blog, I'll say Mario. Put in some content, I'll say content, submit. If I come to the home page now, you should see Mario content, new blog created. So a new blog has been created. Let's click on the dashboard. So here in the dashboard, if you go to the slash dashboard, because this is all about the React routing, dynamic routing, there's no dynamic routing here. You see the current blogs and you can delete them or edit them. So I'm going to delete your sheet 5, document deleted, and if I come to the home page now, if I come to the home page, that blog is no longer there. And I can edit this Mario to, and I get the old content back. It will show me what I want to edit. Content should be -45. Mario should be -5. So if you check this here, Mario content, submit. So it has updated. So that is CRUD. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new tutorial. Please subscribe, because you will subscribe to somebody you want to learn from, or if you want to learn this, how to do this, and I'll explain this. I'm going to leave a nice comment. Smash that subscribe button. So I want to say some settings. So let's start building the app. Now I know the app that I'm going to be building, so I just have a basic React app. But before we start, I'll say a bunch of things. First of all, this is clearly not a beginner React course. You might think you might be able to keep on, yes, but you will not understand it. You think you understand, but you will not understand it. So I would recommend you know like React a little bit, even if it's a little bit, you know React. At least you know a crash course, you've taken somebody to course on it. So you know a crash course on React. So you do know React. And as for Firebase, I will be explaining Firebase. So you can, well, I know Firebase, I don't know Firebase, it's gonna be totally fine for that. So with that said, let's go started. So all I want to say is that this is my Github repository, and I'm going to leave a link to this. So this is just the final files of everything completed. So let's start. I have something called Dojo blog. That's not it actually. That's when I'm creating a React app. I just Dojo blog. And I have some React files here. I already done my cleanup. As you see, it doesn't look like default. I'm just outputting content. So what I want to do is I want to install the React router DOM. So let's just install some certain package. Open up a terminal. You can use the VS Code terminal, or you can just put CDN command prompt, or navigate to the file that you have your project React app. So you can say npm install React router. So it's called React router DOM. So that's going to take a couple of minutes to install, depending on your computer speed, your internet connection. So it's installing right away, and another package I want to install is Firebase, because it's the backend is going to be powered by Firebase. So what I want to just do is just create our files as this is installed. So we're going to have a new folder. Wait a minute, I'm coming. And so we're gonna have a new folder called components. I think I spelled my component wrong. Let me check. I correct it. Same thing. Let me continue. So here we're gonna have the different files. So the first file I'm gonna have is new.js, as in for a new JS file. Then the second file that we're gonna have is gonna be edit and dashboard. So edit and dashboard. A new file. Open it and dashboard. Now we have these different files here. So the React Router DOM is installing. As it's installed, let's go to Firebase website.com and also set up Firebase. So we're just setting up everything as it installs. So make a new folder and I'm going to call this config. And what we're going to do here is let's just go to Firebase and carry our config stuff. So let's go to Firebase or google.com. If you don't know to Firebase or google.com, we're going to their website. So Firebase is a service by Google that gives you backend functionalities, plural, without a server. So normally you have to use Node Express or PHP or any of those other backend programming, but you can do this without a server. So if it's served by Google, make sure you have a Google account. And then the web page still loading, have some other stuff. Every single one. So still loading. So yeah, so I have a Google account. So I'm not gonna be using this Google account. So I'm just gonna quickly switch my Google account to this other one. I'm not gonna be using that Google account. And our package is still installed. Oh, it's almost like 20% installed. So it will be done when we have our config file. So inside the config folder, let's make a new file called config.js. We call config.js. Enter. All of them are blank at the moment, but we're going to be filling them with content. So the website I've loaded. So if you are signed in my Google, you're going to see your default Google account, but you can change that if you want as I've changed it. So what you have to just do is you just have to just click to go to your console. So if you click on go to your console, it's going to take you to your console where you have your Firebase project. So if you're new to Firebase, you see new projects. But if you are familiar, if you have used some project, yeah, you see your projects. So it's loading. And let's check how our package is installed. Oh, it's almost finished. Oh, it hasn't finished. We have the React Router done installed. So let's start creating some routes. So if you are not familiar with the React router DOM, I'm going to be going through OI to let's import something that we're going to use to make our route. So we're going to call import, and what we're going to be importing is browser router. It's just the way I like to set my routes. It's browser router from and the package, and where I'm installing it from is called React. So we're going to be installing from the React router DOM. So I'm going to install in browser router and something called route. So what I just do is I'm not importing this guy from the React router DOM, and I'm importing this guy from the React router DOM. So what I'm going to do is that the way we set our routes is that we surround our whole application with this app component with the browser router. So what we do is that we use a browser routing tag like this. So what I'm just going to say is that we like normal HTML brackets, and we put our app inside it. So this div of class container app, we put it inside the browser router, and we can start making graphs. So there's nothing really complicated here. We're just surrounding an app with the browser router. Then this other route stuff, you can just say something like route. You can do it like this, then we can just pass in a component by saying something like, you can say path to be, and you can say something like flash home, and I want to load me home.js. So let's just make a new home.js file. So you say home.js, and I have something called React Native snippets, which make me create React snippets. So in VS could just write React Native graphic SQL snippets, or just write React snippets to bring it out for you. You can also use like RFCE and if you give me a functional component as easy as that, so I don't have to type up anything. So I'm going to just say if each one hello from the home dot. So I'm just going to say hello from the home.js file. Hello from the home.js. Then we're just going to come to app. And then if we wanted to load up that component, so we just have to first import the component here. So import home. Import, and make sure you name your component with an uppercase, as in the first letter must be uppercase. From, or that might give you problems. From, and it's just dot slash. You might think we just write home there, but it's just slash components slash, then we'll now write home. So now I've just imported it. We can just put it here like this and close it off like this. So this is how we make a route for a component. So what we're doing here is that we're importing the browser router and the router from the React router DOM, and we're just running our app with the browser router and making a route path to slash home, and putting the home.js component inside. So when you go to slash home, it's going to load up this component. So this guy I have installed, and I said we were going to install Firebase. So let's wait. So I just go to say npm install Firebase. So I just did npm install Firebase. So that we can come and install the Firebase package. So npm install Firebase, that's what you just did. So we're going to test out our. So it says browser router is not exported from the. Oh, I spelled my browser. I spelled my browser wrongly. I spelled my browser router incorrect. I think it's like this. There's an S somewhere. Oh yeah, I think it's not like this. Let me. It's like this. It says browser router is not exported. And let's save this out. Let's save this and check this out. So if we save this now, I think it should be working because I think browser router is browser router. So we're saving. And let's check this. So yeah, it does work. Let's go to the browser and see what. Oh yeah, so these are my project. So let's come to React. Let's refresh the page. Let's refresh the page. So right now it's not showing anything, but if we go to the /home page, let's go on /home. You should get that home.js file. Oh yeah, we get help from home.js file. So our routes are proper station. So you know. So with this now, you do know how to create routes. So let's check how far our Firebase package is installing. So it's installing Firebase correctly. So let's get the UI and the navbar and everything. So what I'm going to let's work on adding a new blog. So come to the app.js file. We're not going to load up this component. We're going to load up the new.js component. Right. Yes, we're going to load up this component. I'm still going to load up the new.js component. So let's work on adding a new blog first. And we're going to be using Materialize for the design, Materialize CSS. So what I'm just going to do is that I'm just going to duplicate this. Then instead of loading up the new.js file, I'm just going to load up the what is it called? So load up the home.js file, we're going to load the new.js file, and the path is going to be /. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Materialize firstly. So let's come to the browser. So let's come to materialize or css.com. So I just write materialize. So if you click on enter, it should be loading Materialize or CSS. So it's a library by Google that helps us create the library by Google, just like Bootstrap, but it's Materialize. So yeah. So let's click on components. Let's click on get started actually. I can just click on get started here. So what is going to see page, then you can either download C, then we're going to put it in the index of HTML file. So installed on all the JS files. So you can just come to the new.js. We don't put it at top. SCE. Oops. RSC. Sometimes Twitter does funny stuff. Let me type it again. So we just save this one and we come here. I'm just gonna say function name. I'm gonna open brackets and return. I must return a div. You must return something, so div in our case. I'm going to return a div. Then what I'm just going to say is export default, and I'm going to export the new. And yeah, so everything's complete. The same thing by doing RFC. So you might think that we import React from React, but we don't need that anymore in present versions of React. So what are we going to do firstly? Let's design a simple interface that we can use for as in a form and a button. So first things first, I'm going to go to my Github repo. So I don't want you to watch me type everything out, so I'm just gonna, so as you can see, I put a link to this in the description down below. So you just click on, so you can just click on the completed, then click on source, components, click on blog, then you can just click on the new.js. Then here you can see all the code, but just the user interface I'm just going to copy. I'm not going to copy the rest because I still want to explain it. So let's just copy this and paste. Let's replace this div with this div. So all I'm just doing here is that we have a h4 that says upload the blog, then we have a div class of row, which is a materialized class. Then we put everything in a row of 12 units. So this one takes S12, so when using small screen, take up 12% of the row. So we're just saying on submit, calling the function of record, which means that I want to record the. So first of all, let's install this, put all the states and everything. So just above the return function, I'm going to say we're going to import. Firstly, we have to import use state and use effect from React. So they are like variables in React. So if you don't know what use state and use effect is, check out my Github repo. Check out my video on it in the description down below. I'll try and leave a video, a link to that. So I'm going. So what I'm just going to say is import in gstructure use state, use state, then maybe use effect, just in case, but I don't think I'm going to use effect. And then we're gonna, we don't have to install this yet from the React package. We'll just say from React, from React. So import use state and use effect from React. Then what I just going to do, I'm going to make a couple of states. So I'm just going to say use. So it's a snippet I have that helps me to make states much faster. Apparently that snippet isn't working right now. Oh yeah, it's working. Just remove it. But let's just forget about the snippet. So the way I'm gonna mix it, I told you that like variables on React, so you can just do like constant. So let's continue. So say constant, then we say array brackets. Then you can just say something like title in lowercase. Then we're gonna say set, which is the name of this guy, and but just uppercase it. So we just gonna set and set. So this is what we used to set this guy, because when it's a constant, can't let you set by saying title equals. So this is what we used to set the guy. We can't really set it by saying title equals that. That's so wrong. And I say it's equal to use state. Is equal to use state, and this use state is not the initial state, so it can be an array, it could be null, it could be undefined, it could be so many things, but in our case it's going to be a string. So what I'm just going to do, Alt Shift duplicate this. Then you know our bro has a title and a body, so it's just going to be the body for it. It's going to be the body. So body, then set body. Yeah, so to declare those two states, then we say input, then say unchanged, set title. So I'm just going there that when anytime the input changes, we're just calling set title event or target of value. So the event or target of value is the input of value. So we're just saying unchanged, this is an normal function, then this is arrow function, which is an ES arrow function. Then I told you that this is what we used to set it, so we just set the value of the input anytime it changes, and that's the same thing I'm doing with the body. So what I'm saying here is disable if no body or no input. So it's just going to disable it if there's no body, if there's no input. So if there's no title or if there's no body, meaning that the user has not typed anything. So we don't want to be pushing empty strings to the database. So I just installed. Let's just go and first of all, let's save this and look at the user interface. If you come to our React.js file, it says record is not defined. So let's just define that function right here. So say constant record is going to be equal to just the you can forget about the e, but I just put e, so I don't have to put normal brackets. So we're just defining a normal function. There's something wrong about this. Oh yeah, so the problem is that we can't put this guy here. It's supposed to be up above the return function. Silly mistake. So now we have that function so that we don't get any errors. So to add to Firebase is really easy. So let's come to the slash new the JS file. Slash new, then we should be getting the new.js component. In the meantime, oh yeah, so we get this slick interface. And why is this strange? Well, I'm not noticed the material icon font. Yeah, if you see it's disabled because there's no title, there's no body. But if I type in a body and the title, then you see the button comes back. So what I'm just going to say is that I'm going to click on I think I'll click on this one. Wait, oops. I'll click on test instead. Test. Click on test. Okay, blog. So to create a Firebase project is really easy. So you just click on create. You just see, in case it's your first time, you see create project. And in that project, you see something like just give it a name for your project and create. Then next, enable or disable Google Analytics. Then you can just click on continue, and it will now show you default account for Firebase. Just put it there, then continue doing and go to the project. So it's really easy. Okay, in case you really want to do it, I'll have a tutorial on that in the description down below. So I have an app already, but I'm just going to delete the app so I can show you the process of how I made that app. I'm just going to delete the app. So let's click on the remove app. Remove this app. Remove app permanently. So boom, I removed it. So if you want to add an app, you click on your project overview there. Then it will show you add an app. Then I'm not going to click on add app. Then it says select platform. I'm just going to click on the web icon because it's on the web, iOS. So I'm going to register an app. So the name of the app is just going to be blog. You can check this already. Don't check that because I don't think I'm going to be wasting it. Then what I'm just going to say, hey, it says we don't need this because we already installed Firebase via npm. So we install Firebase through npm. We don't need this. So just click on next, then next, then continue to console. When it says continue to console, it shows us. So what I'm just going to do now, Firebase. Sometimes npm gives errors. What kind of errors are given now? I think it's already installed Firebase. Oh, I don't think so. So I'm going to use the command line to install Firebase instead because I think it's the text editor. So sometimes my terminal has problems. So I'm going to come to the normal command line and install it instead. I'm going to shred this off. To terminate the terminal, if you just hide it from us, so I'm just going to say seed into my desktop. And I'm going to seed into some app, then dojo, which is blog. Then I'm just going to say npm install Firebase. Should be faster. And then click on, because I'm going to say that I'm going to use my cloud Firestore. So just click on cloud Firestore. So click on cloud Firestore. So now show you some things about setting up cloud Firestore. Like, first of all, if you have never used cloud Firestore, it's going to show you how to set cloud Firestore. So because I've used cloud Firestore before, it's not showing me that. I'm going to explain it for you to see. First of all, it's going to show you Firebase rules. So it says by default rules are locked down, blah 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 from the client. So just click on start in test mode to show you that. Click on start in test mode, next, then next, just click on next. It shows you your location for Firebase. Just click on next to overview. It shows start in test mode or start in production. By default it starts in production. Click on start in test mode, then click on next, then click on next. So you can always change the Firebase rules. It means how the data is read and write access to the client. So you can always change rules. I'm going to tell you. So let's check our CMD. You should install Firebase now. So we're going to take a quick break, then come back when Firebase has installed. So it has immediately installed Firebase. So let's get with the config stuff. So, and again, if you want to learn how to set up cloud Firestore, and if you have some issues, I have a video on that, so check that out. So we're going to click on project settings, then we're going to click on, you see it gave us this, but we're going to click on config, and we're going to grab this config stuff. So this is just the main stuff, and the CDN is equivalent to what we just installed. So on config.js file, we're now going to paste this in. To paste, I'm going to say for, and what we have now do is, I'm not install Firebase. We'll say, I said import Firebase. You say import Firebase from Firebase. Then what we just say here is Firebase dot initialize app is a function, then passing our config. So this is super important. So we just have to say Firebase on initialize app, then the name of our variable config. So these are API key, the alt domain. So we just paste this in here, paste. Now I've initialized our Firebase app. So let's get started with the logic on how to do that. So first, we're going to import that file here. So we'll say import, because it's carrying our Firebase app, import config from, we're going to import, so I'm going to import the config file from /config and /config. So this sets up the Firebase app for us. Then we're not going to install, import Firebase Firestore. So what I'm just going to say is import Firebase /Firestore. So we're going to install Firebase /Firestore for that. Then so it's going to be Firebase from Firebase, yeah, from Firebase. what we can now do here is define a constant called the db. So I'm just gonna call this db. Constant db is gonna be equal to Firebase dot Firestore. So let's slow down here and take this. So what we just did here is that we imported the config file. We got our config, then we install Firebase. That's what we're importing. Then we're not dragging the config here, and we're just importing Firebase. Then I now want to get an instance of the Firestore function. Firestore. So you might guess you might just install Firebase and we don't need the config, but we really need the config. You want to check what will happen if I comment this. You see some errors lashing at you and saying you haven't made the Firebase app yet. So check that out if you want. So what we're going to do is that we have if the instance of that. So the way Firebase works is that you store data in collections, and in collections there are documents, right? So and that document has a JavaScript object, so we can put data in collection, and that collection has a JavaScript object containing our data. So what we can just do, so we just explain that more better. Let's come to Firestore back, so I can show you what I'm talking about. So if we click on start collection here, it says give you a collection ID, which is literally the name of the collection. So I'm going to call this blocks and add its first document. So see, we have a document, then the document ID. So we can forget about it, just click on auto ID, or you can give the name, but I'm hiding, not recommend that. So it says add a field. The field is going to be title for me, and title will be something. Body is going to be Lauren 84. So this is a JavaScript object, as you can see. You see we have a collection called blogs. Inside our collection we have a document. Inside our documents you can see our JavaScript object, which is a string, and we can store something like not only a string, we can store something like a number, a boolean, a map, an array, a null, a timestamp, and a geopointer. So in this case, I'm going to be dealing with strings. So now you know how the collection and the document works. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add to this document, then I'm simply going to get it back and display it back to the user. So what we're now going to do is I'm just going to simply say db.collection. And the collection is going to be the name of our collection of dogs. Don't worry if you put something that does not exist, it will just make that collection for you. So I don't want to make any collection, you don't add to the existing collection. So the two ways you can add is by using the .add and the .set. So add will add it with its random generated ID, as you can see to the name, and set is for setting it as in make our own document name. But I'm just going to use the random generated name. So we say .add, then we pass in an object of what we want to add. So here we just want to add the title, and then we also want to add the title, which is the title is our property that we're adding, and the title is our state there, which is the other title. So with ESCs you can just shorten it and say body. We're going to add, it's just going to work like this. So finish. Or we can add the date, which will be Firebase dot server timestamp. It's a very long function, so we're just going to say date dot now. So let's continue. So the body just for I'm just going to put the normal body so you know what we're talking about. So, and I'm going to console log the title so you can see them. So title is going to be title. Then we're going to console log the body. So you did a lot of things here. I want to explain it by showing you some of the things that we did. So let's come here and refresh the page. Localhost refuse to connect. It's friend. Let's open back the VS Code terminal and see what happened here. So let's come to the one that we're running on node. It says fear that it's probably a problem with npm. As I said, this terminal can be a problem. So I'm just going to queue the terminal and open it here to npm start. Now, the VS Code terminal is working. I don't think it's the VS Code terminal. It's just my computer here. So I'm just going to stroke that off. I'm just going to use the normal terminal from the default terminal, the Windows terminal. It's just CMD. You can just type CMD on the start menu. Just type CMD. So it's going to speed up our local development server for us. So the local host is back. So let's go to the slash here. And let's click on inspect. So let's click on inspect and click on console here. Console, then so you got some errors. So you don't mind the errors because I gave some of them class instead of class name. I gave some of them 4 instead of 4, so you can correct those and do those. And so I'm just gonna add a new title called normal talks. So it's just a website where they do blogs, where I talk about blogs, so you can check out that website. Then body, or just gonna say Lauren Ibsen. Just gonna submit. I don't think nothing got submitted. Nothing. Nothing. So what I just so before, first of all, we have to say either prevent default. I'm gonna say either prevent default. So the form submitted and nothing added. So I'm just gonna say either prevent default first of all, so that the form doesn't submit and refresh the page. So let's check this out now and submit. Oops, it will refresh the page for us, but I'm not refreshed. Let's try this again and check this out. Wait. Have we saved this? We are calling this function. Ready? Let's save this. We're calling title, body. It shouldn't have any errors. So let's check this out now and try opening the new log for the third time. you know that if it doesn't, if it comes, if it switch you refresh it, you know that there's something wrong with our submit function. So you get an error. Function.addDoc is called with an unsupported field, invalid data found in the date. So let's continue. So it's saying that it has an unsupported field, but what the hell is this date of now? Date of now is supposed to be the date of now. So let's remove that and also console log the unsupported field that had given it. So sometimes it doesn't take undefined. Let's just console log the rubbish that was given it, which is date of now. We're gonna save this. Let's come here. Refresh. So it's refreshing. Or we can just remove this. Refresh. So we have saved it. We saved it. No, React normally re-renders. So this, if it re-render, these errors are not supposed to be here. The one is supposed to show up. So it hasn't re-rendered. So let's just refresh the page. So let's check now with normal talks and lorem ipsum. So submit. So we are giving a function native code. Say missing or sufficient impact deletion. Yes, so what? So, you must have quick start in test mode. Your own should 100% work. The reason why it's not working because of Firebase rules. So it defines the access of. I'm currently saying read and write false, which is the default. And if I do say read and write false, it's going to lock the data and not allow anything. No, it's not going to allow anything alter our data. So let's going to read and write true because of development. So read and write true. If you save this now, publish. Then let's come here and so we'll fix that d dot now problem. I think if I save. So let's not forget about that. So normal talks. So normaltalks.com. So normal talks. Then let's click on the lorem ipsum again. So it should work this time. Submit. So on that normal circumstance it should have worked. So let's see the way we know that we click on data. And to check, we should see two documents. Now we do see those two documents, and those documents are normal talk and lorem ipsum. So we have successfully added a blog. So now we just have to get the blog, which are really easy. So in this one, so what I'm going to do is app.js file. Now when I load the components, it's at the slash route, and I hate it because you just put it at slash and give this an exact. Because this guy has slash and slash, this guy will be showing in the name. So we don't want that. So the exact part to say this guy only shows. So when we load up the component, we want this guy to show first because it's the home that shows it, that shows everything. So first things first, we are going to import Firebase on Firebase and the config. Alright. Then I'm going to paste it here, including use state and use effect. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to get the data. So let's get the data. So what we're going to do is this is where we use effect. So I'm going to explain it, but let's just write use effect and give it a callback function. So some of you may already know use effect, but I'm not going to go through it. So use effect means it will run for each render. So if you leave it like this, it means it will run for each render. Or if you just and it will also run for each render and a specific render or a specific condition. So if you leave it like this, it's only going to run on the page rules. But if we put something like a data here, like let's say if you had a block collection to re-render, if you run again for that cool. So what we have to do now is that first let's create a state. We won't call this blocks, but we're gonna get them and display them to blocks. And I pick up people want to make sure say that there's something on there. So apply complete. So this is gonna be the complete version of it. So let's go to use state, and this is just gonna be an empty string. No, it's not gonna be an empty string. So let's just leave it like that. And when we load the page, we're just going to first get the document. So say dd.collection, which is the same thing, but we're not going to call add here. We're going to use a function called the onSnapshot, and then we explain this. So we go to the blocks conjunction and say onSnapshot. Then you take access to the snapshot, which you can call this whatever you want. We're just going to call it snapshot. So what are we doing here? I saying db.collection, we're going to that collection, then we're saying on snapshot. It will get it, but it will be like, for example now, if anytime you change, we do not refire. It's going to send the same snapshot. So on snapshot is like saying when it changed. So when it changed, it will send it again. So it will send us the data back, and we have to take that data and not react. It will update the data that we have. So I'm going to demo that. So what I'm just going to say is set blocks. Is that I'm going to say what we're going to do is I'm going to say set blocks, and I'm going to say snap.docs. The snap.docs is where the document has to doc for short. So let's console.log it again so we can see this snap.docs. Then what we're not going to do here is I'm going to map through it and I'm going to return each one. So I'm going to say something like, so the way we write JavaScript, I saying is brackets and we say blogs. So sometimes the blog might not have finished. What I mean is I'm not getting the blog at that point, so we need to query it for as when we get the blogs before now. So what we're going to say, we're going to say blog, and we're going to use the ternary operator. I'll explain it. So ternary operator runs something on a condition. So it means what I say here, we're saying blogs. The first one is if there's blogs, second one if there's no blogs. If there's no blogs, we want to go null. And if there's no blog, I will wait until we have had the blogs. No, that's it. But now I can say blogs dot map, then we have access to each blog, which is the individual blog as the map function does. Then what we normally do is I want to return a card. So let's come to materialize, and it will give us a bunch of errors, but we're gonna fix it. So come to components and on our components, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the card section. So it's loading. So we got a so now we've got a basic card, and in this basic card what I just do, so I'm just going to copy the code for the basic card, copy it and come here, then paste. So what we're going to do instead of the card title is that the way we output something in Firebase is that we can't just say something like You know what? We're getting the object. So that one has an array with the object. So I open through that array. So what I'm not gonna say is blocks. Sorry, each block dot data. We'll just say dot title. And again we'll console all this to know what we're doing. And this guy here that has the body, I'm just gonna say blog. I'm gonna output the body here. I want to output the body here. So blog the data dot title. So we don't need this card action, so we can just get rid of this. So let's console.log and test something so we can check them out. So console.log, and what I'm going to console.log is the blog.data. Yeah, blog.data. So let's go with full control. We define the state. We call db. What the hell is db? So what I'm going to say, we make that same constant is that we did. You say db is going to be equal to Firebase dot Firestore, in case you can name it properly. Firebase of Firestore. So we created a db which has an instance of the Firebase of Firestore function, and that's a use effect, meaning and put an empty bracket for only when the page loads. And say db or collection, we go to the block collection and say on stamp short when we are saying we're getting the data, but anytime the data change, send me that specific change thing. We get that snapshot and say set block snapshot with blocks and setting. And what these docs are is the document containing all the blocks, and when we're also logging that and that docs is an array that we're mapping. So what first things first, that we're checking if it exists. If it exists, we are going to map it, then return a div. It's block. Okay, so let's continue and let's check this in the browser. And from here, I think we changed it to the slash route. I think we changed to slash route. Let's go. So let's go to the slash route. Oh, it's loading. As you can see, we get that object returned back to us from Firebase, as you can see. And you see, this is doc.data, and in this doc.data we have two arrays, and these two arrays are the Firebase objects. And as I previously said, that it returns a weird object. So this stuff and essentially this stuff, but why not you see it here? But we have to is it, but that's not how we get the data. And this is now the correct data with the lorem ipsum and the normal talks. So let's inspect why this isn't showing. Inspect, let's go to the element and we get a div. So let's come here. Oh, we said block the title and block the title. Let's output the block dot body. So let's save this. So I think the reason why it's not working is that we have to use a return keyword in a map function. So I normally use a return keyword in the map function as to it. let's see now. Now I actually return something. So I think it should work now. Let's wait for everything to re-render. As you can see now, we get that block and try to correct it. So the reason why we don't get the other one is because the other one is uppercase. Is as in the body here is the first letter is lowercase. That's the one that we're outputting, and this other guy, the body is uppercase. So let's just edit that. So with this icon, edit. We can't edit the. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this title. Then you see, Firebase is real time, so it should fix everything for us. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to make that a small body, and I'm going to say lorem as it. So add. So if I do this now, should, and this guy is also uppercase, and I'm going to lowercase because that's the way we were outputting from the blog we just added. So title, I'm not saying this that when you're adding in Firebase it must be lowercase or anything. It's just I'll explain it in detail later. It's just the way I was outputting it here. So let's refresh it. Wait, no, wait. Let's come here. See, now it changed magically. It changed. You verify that code by number of times I changed. Now we are getting those two blocks. And the reason why I wasn't showing because this guy was blog.title as in small title, not this guy here. So it was just a small change. So what we just have to just do is work on the edit function, and that is going to be very simple. So first things first is I will make a route for it. Wait, let's work on the dashboard function before we work on the edit. So we are going to import the edit file. So it's going to be edit instead. Edit. Then here it's going to be edit. Yeah, so let's make a route for that. I'm going to duplicate this thing. It's just the same process. That's why I'm not talking about anything. I just noticed something. So we're going to do something called dynamic routing, and the way we do dynamic routing is by say something like edit, and we're not going to say code on like post, or we can say ID. I will explain this later, or let's just load in the edit, and let's also do the dashboard. So this one is going to be slash dashboard. Then we are going to load in the dash. I'm just going to call this dash, and let's import that file. Dash. So now I'm brought up with Firebase, so it's not going to be dash here because we're going to import dashboard. Oh yeah. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come to our GitHub repo. So let's come to the GitHub repo to make everything quickly, and I do not want to make this video a very long video. So what we're just going to do is that we're going to copy and paste everything. So you could totally write this out. I'm just going to explain it line by line. So you know, I'm just going to be pasting code that you don't understand. So what I'm doing here, we're doing a lot of things. It's almost the same thing that we're doing in the home company. We're just trying to get in block. First of all, we're calling a piece of state called blog and set blogs, and we're calling that db function the same thing. And we're not calling the use effect, and we're saying db.collection. Okay, this guy I used to text it, but now I'm going to go to the blog collection. We're requesting a snapshot of it. Then we're not setting that snapshot thing that we did there. Then what we're not doing now in the UI is that we're not outputting those blocks I just got, and we're outputting a delete button and an edit button. So the delete button has an on-click or handle, and that handle, and by the way, I'm outputting the materialized thing. So, and that handle, what we're going there, we're going db.delete, and the event.tag.id, I set the ID to be doc.id, and that doc.id is random generated Firebase ID. As I set snapshot.docs, it also has the ID inside that array. So we now say doc.id to be the document ID. Then here we now say blogs. This is how let's go to that collection. Say blogs, you can do something like blogs slash doc.id, which is the ID of that document. Then we call it delete. Then after this guy has completed, we now add a document deleting. If there's an error, we can add error deleting comments, whatever you can. And we're not also login ID. So this is just a normal materialized table, just a normal table with th of t-head, blogs and operation. So in the edit, in this button, we're not calling any function. What we're just doing here is we're just saying link tag, which is a special, it's the same thing as an anchor tag, and it's just like in the React router. This will make it super fast instead of using. It will not make a request to the server. It's the same thing as an anchor tag. Instead of putting href, now put 2. Then we now say slash edit the slash doc.id. So this, instead of going to something like this, is going to change because for different IDs. So that's why we now put slash ID here. So I will explain that in detail. So but the dashboard is very, very simple. Again, I'm going to go through it again. Let's state we get db of Firebase or Firestore. We're getting documents, and when we now come here, we're not outputting it on the th doc.detail output a delete button. Then in this delete button, we're calling a function. We're setting the ID of the delete button to be doc.id, and not calling the function hand. Then we're not getting by target.id, and we're not deleting that button. So if you save this, it should work. It should work. What? Okay. I cannot config this. Oh yeah. So let's change what we're supposed to import. We also, this is how we import config, just /config, like that. And one thing I noticed is that we're not importing. Can we import Firebase? See, Firebase is not exported. Yeah, we're not supposed to import Firebase from. Just say import config from config. And if you come to our config file, I'll explain the config. Why are we not exporting anything? But it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It didn't give us an error since, so we can go like that. So import the config, import the link from the React router. So what does it say? It says Firebase is not defined, and yeah, let's import in Firebase from the Firebase library. So I just going to import Firebase with small letter, not a big letter F. Small letter F. Then I'm gonna say from, and it's gonna be Firebase. So we're simply importing Firebase from the Firebase package we just installed. So it's saving, it has saved, then we're good to go now. It says wait, unexpected token. Let's refresh. Refreshing. We can just come to the slash. We can just come to the slash. So I have come here now. We got it. We can delete it. If I delete this guy, lorem, it's not there again. So document deleted. So what I'm doing there was giving us an error in valid ASX type. It said because we forgot to export that config file. So what we're just going to do here is just simply to get rid of this error. I'm going to rename this guy to normal config, which is the one that is importing in both in in our file, so export defaults, and we're just going to export the config. So let's just export the config. So just name that to config and initialize the config. Then we're exporting the config. Then we're importing the config in the file. Yeah, so we just import config, which is the same name of what we exported. So if we refresh, we didn't even refresh them now, we don't get that error. If we come to the it's telling us that the app already exists. The app already exists. So what we have to do is that let's come to the slash page. Let's come to the slash page. If we come to the slash page, okay. Now we only get normal talks. We had a few errors, and I'm gonna fix that. We only get normal talk, and that is cool because we just deleted Lauren. So it says you forgot to it's like as if you forgot to export one component, and let's fix this error. It says one, each class should have a key prop. What this means is that we should give each child a key, and key is the way like React identifies each one. So we can just say something like key should be doc.id, which is the ID of the document. Okay, in other words, the name of the document. It says check your code app. You likely forgot to export it. Oh yeah, okay, this dashboard. So it should just be dashboard. This is what happens when the name of the import is not equal to the name of the component that you are exporting. So now I fix that problem. Doc not defined. Block the ID in this case. It's block the ID in this case. So I don't, if you do that now, what we just did in app.js file, we shouldn't be getting an error anymore. So now, so what we just have to just do now, we're going to delete is main the edit function. Let's do the edit. So the edit function is pretty much like the new.js file, just it's almost the exact same thing. So we're going to have the same form and the same everything. Says invalid JSX type. I'm still getting this error. It says expected a string for built-in component to a class, but you got an object, likely because you forgot to component when the file is defined in. You got or you have got the default name export. Check your code at line 19. So this is a big error. We have to fix this. 19. I don't see anything wrong with line 19 actually. If you come to the edit, you see problem. I've never started editing the edit file, so this is just a problem. It's a problem. I've not started editing the edit file. So what we're just going to do, I'm going to copy the exact same thing, copy and paste in the guy. Paste. So instead of me, I'm going to say edit, and the function here should be edit. So let's do the edit. Yeah, so I've done it. So we're still have a title and a body, but it's not going to be add, and you need to say something like doc. So the way we access documents is by saying doc. That's why we can add to a specific document. So the document is going to be So by default, this slash edit is a dynamic value. This column will go to slash edit and slash edit 123 slash edit 124. So as long as slash edit, that ending is going to be different, and we're like calling for that different ending. Slash edit can be 1224, 1235. So the way I'm going to prove that to you is that, first of all, the documents. First of all, I'm just going to comment everything out. Every single thing we're going to comment. We're going to take to the Control X. I want to show you something first. So what we're going to do now is that colon is that we taking some properties, props, which stand for properties, and you can just give them in like this. You can call it whatever you want. Then what we'll just do is that what's console log what we are carrying, what we have here. So here we just say props. Save this, and if we come here, oh yeah, it gives us a bunch of errors because we have to return something, but it's not. Oh, maybe because of that console log. But normally you have to write some certain codes. Let's come here to slash dashboard. So let's come to dashboard and let's click on edit and see what will happen. You know, while the link, we're combining the link with slash edit, and we're combining slash edit slash plus .id in this case, which is the ID of the document, which is also the name of that document. So the page is loading. So you're going to use the blog titles that we have here. You know, it takes some time to do, so it's getting the blogs in our case. But also I've got the blogs, or I don't know blogs again. I need to check our code. Elements. Let's go. Inside here, app, container, the table, empty body is empty. So we are saying blogs or map. Well, if there's blogs or map, c/a/top. So now I've got to. So it takes some time to do so. It might take longer. So /edit c/edit /t7wux. So this is ID /edit. And I'm responding to that by saying, if it comes, nothing is returned from this component. I said it was supposed to be returning something from the component. So let's just return something for sake of, so that we don't get any errors. So return, even if it's just an empty div, return a div, save, and just come here back. I can see we're getting an empty object. If I got an empty object, there's something wrong. And then occurred in the edit component. Let's refresh. Something wrong, as I said. We check. So what I'm thinking is that the way you do dynamic routing in React will probably change. So the way we can just do this is by checking components. We just say components and just passing the components. By this, those props will be passed down. So we just say edit. So it's basically the same thing, but this will work and it's self-closing instead. So route path, this path, and component edit. Let's check it now. I think this is how you do dynamic routing in React. It is corresponding, but we gave it a closing tag. Let's save it and let's refresh. So let's refresh and check what we get. So it's loading. Please be patient and let it load. Sometimes it can be clogged and it can be slow. Sometimes. So let's just come to the dashboard. Yeah. Sometimes here is faster. So dashboard. We shouldn't loading the home component. Something wrong. Not in our code. Now that's kidding. Oh yeah, now we're here. So it's getting our gotten to the edit page. I see gives us that warning, so we'll just give it that same key so we don't get that error anymore. If we come to the this is the object I was talking about. So this is how you do dynamic routing. I don't think React have changed it. I do dynamic routing in React, and see if we let's expand this like a little bit more. So here you can see if we open this mesh, you have something about the history object. You see we have ID, and this is what it is, the dynamic part of it, which is part. So this ID was the ID that we set there, and what we cannot do is we cannot get this document and we can use this to edit the document. So let's do that. So that's what I've done here. Paste. Oops. In the dashboard, we're going to give that key. So let's just give the key as we're rendering it out. In this arrow, just a key should be doc.id, which is the ID of the document. So I'll definitely leave the link down the GitHub repository, so we have that repository. I'll leave the link to the GitHub files in the description down below, so you can copy and paste. So I'm just copying and pasting everything from a new.js file. So paste, and we're calling the record function preventing the default while having those titles. Basically doing the same thing that we're passing about. So here we're going to say doc, and we're going to say props, which is that object you saw, dot match, which is the, then say dot id, and this will be the ID that we just saw. This will get it that, and just to be sure, I just want to be sure everything goes in. Let's see console of it. We're not going to use the I because we want to update a document. We're going to use the update. So we're going to say the update and update these two fields. So like this, we're done. So instead of upload a blog, what we're going to say is edit a blog. Edit the blog. So if we save this, we should be good to go now. Let's refresh. Says unexpected what? So we have something wrong here. Let's fix that. And please subscribe. the channel. If you want to help the channel. This channel doesn't have a Patreon page, and please subscribe. Oops. Well, let's not clear that. That is our bracket at top there. If we come here, we have an error somewhere, and I'm trying to try that error. Oh yeah, the return bracket. We're not closing up the return, so let's close up our return bracket. Let's close the return bracket like this. So now we should get 0 errors. And the best way to test is that let's come here. Let's come to the home component here. That we want to see that real-time updates. Come to the home here, and we come to the edit here, so that we can see the real-time updates. So let's refresh the page and come here side by side. So let's see everything clearly. Refresh the page here and let's this developer is taking up too much space. So let's see this up. So we get edit blog, and that seems up. So these errors are just errors that you can fix. You can just, instead of class, change everything to class name. So titles are, so if you come here, let's refresh. So you know the format title was normal talk. So it's getting those logs. It hasn't finished getting the logs. Sometimes it is, oh, it's not home, it's slash. I was wondering, slash. Not so local sport 3000, just this is the slash route. Yeah, I'll get that. So let's edit it. Let's change it to something like something else. And change the body to short, because body will have short. Submit. If you check the console, we are lashed with a lot of errors. No document to update. And Chrome says uncaught error. We have an error. So I think the error is coming at probs of match.id. This is where the error is coming from. So let's examine that. Let's examine it. What the hell is that? We click on let's expand the developer console and see what is going wrong. So let's clear this now and click on submit. Problem match ID is telling us undefined, but why is that? We just console log the prop. And by the way, they don't now supposed to be a function, that's why it wasn't working. Okay, I just forgot. No, there's an object right before that. It's props of match. I think it's prop.params. Prop.params. Then before match. Params. So this how to get to it, I forgot. Actually, I built it up a long time ago. Then I just came back to come and build it back, and I forgot some certain things. So this did up now, but it's still unfound. Still undefined for some stupid reason. And the buttons are still disabled, everything still works. Click on submit. cannot match a modifier. Okay, to just solve this problem, let's just consult the prompt so that we know again, because I've forgotten how processes yeah to get to that. So if we refresh here, it said match of friend. So if we just type in some rush and click on submit, we see we get it again. And if we enter, is okay, it's match before per round. It's match then per rounds. So props dot match then the params. So that we know params. And so so I'm sorry if I was too fast, please send the section below sometimes I forget. Let's say give it a collection into the box section, but get to each box and see the update title and the body. There's nothing complex about anything. Let's check it out, and let's bring out the other video and let's see the real-time updates. So scroll up developer tools now. My computer is slow. Oh, strange period on response. Let's wait. Let's just compound with my rapid. Sometimes it's slow. So let's edit by saying version 2 and want to the content instead. Submit. See, it's remembered. See, we got the object here and we got it. So I finished it. We have made this super nice app, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment to become 5 minutes to say. So I really want to go through everything because my mind is telling me I was fast, something like that. So let's go to the new file. So we're making 2 variables in React. We're calling the record function. We're saying deep collection of add. We're calling title and button. We're console and login. Then we just have basic HTML. We're calling a submit function for record. Then we're saying unchanged set title the id or title of value, which is the input of value. Then we're saying another unchanged for the other input of value. We are now calling the same if there's no title, there's no body. Then edit is the same thing. We're calling the video collection. We're going to the docs collection. We're typing a simple document. So then we're going to update, which is the title and the body. Then we have a basic HTML. So in the dashboard, we're just doing the same thing. But here we're giving the key to the doc.id. And we're showing we're turning the button for each title, then we're returning an edit function. We have this special tab, then we're just saying to /edit/ the doc.id. So that's like a quick summary. And we just have a config file, then we're not in. So that was it. We have successfully built the app. It was a long process, but we finished it. So I'm gonna end the video here. 1 hour and 40 minutes. So bye.